Om. The Light of Truth, Part 23, Chapter-11, Examination of the Religions Prevailing in India, Section-6. The Cult of the Gokuliya Gosais. Question. The cult of Gokuliya Gosais is undoubtedly very good. Mark how they are rolling in wealth and luxuries. Can it ever be possible to enjoy such luxuries unless they were possessed of divine powers? Answer. The luxuries the Gosais enjoy are not the result of their own efforts. It is at the expense of the householders that they live such luxurious lives. Question. Nonsense. It is all due to the divine powers of Gosais. Otherwise, why don't other people enjoy the same pleasures as they? Answer. Should they resort to the same kind of fraud and deception as the Gosais do, they would surely obtain all those luxuries that they enjoy, whilst those who would practice greater rascality might be still more prosperous. Therefore, let the followers of this faith first offer all things to Gosais, as nothing can be offered after the owner had enjoyed it himself. Hence, let the disciples of Gosais, in whatever they do, first offer all things to them. Let them offer their wives to Gosais before they have sexual intercourse with them. When a disciple of the Gosai is about to die, the Gosai puts his foot on his chest and gets money and other stuff from the family members of the deceased. Is not it more like the work of Mahabrahmanas? Occasionally, a disciple of the Gosai, when about to marry, sends for him and makes him accept that hand of his bride at the ceremony. A man was caught burgling. The judge ordered his nose and ears to be cut off by way of punishment. As soon as his nose was cut, that scoundrel began to sing, dance, and laugh. The people asked him why he did it. He rejoined that he could see the very four-armed Narayana himself standing before him, and that is the reason that he sang and dances and blessed his stars that he had seen the Lord face to face. The people wanted to know why they could not see Narayana. He replied that their noses were in the way. They could only see him when their noses were cut off and not otherwise. Some dunce among the people wanted to see Narayana even at the sacrifice of his nose. He offered his nose to be cut so that he could see Narayana. The rogue chopped off his nose and whispered in his ears, "You should also do like me, otherwise we shall be laughed at." Thereupon that man also began to sing, dance, skip about, play and laugh, and said that he could also see Narayana. By and by, the number of the people who had their noses cut in order to see Narayana reached about 1,000. They called their sect the cult of Narayana seers. An ignorant king heard of it and sent for those people. When they got there, they began to sing, dance, and laugh. The king asked them the reason of all this. They replied that they saw the Narayana himself face to face. The king asked why he did not see him. The Narayana seers answered that he could not do so on account of his nose. As soon as he would have his nose cut, he would see Narayana face to face. The king thought that it appeared to be right. When the king made up his mind to have his nose cut off, he ordered that all those 1,000 men be paid at the expense of the state. The ministers and some other wise people of the state did not like this affair. There was an old man, 90 years old, who was prime minister 4 generations back. He knew that that man was a scoundrel and wanted to save the king. The king gladly told him everything about the Narayana seers. The ex-prime minister answered, "Here, O king, do not be in such a hurry. One soon repents of what one has done precipitately without properly inquiring into it." Divan, I am an old man, live an indoor life, and you have only a few days more to live. Let me then first test the truth of the contention of these men. You can afterwards do whatever you think proper. On the appointed day, the old Divan went to the king and asked him to take a couple thousand soldiers with him to the place where his nose was to be cut. King, well, general, go and get the soldiers ready. The king sent for their leader, who was the founder of the sect and was the first one whose nose was cut, and spoke to him thus: "Show Narayana to our Divan today." A man held a plate under the nose of the old Divan, while the leader of the Narayana seers chopped off his nose with a sharp knife and placed it on the plate. A stream of blood began to flow from his nose, and the Divan's face became pale. The rascal then whispered into his ear, "You do also laugh and tell the people that you see Narayana now. Remember, a cut nose cannot be made whole, and if you don't say what I tell you, everybody will laugh at you." The Divan told the king, "It is all fraud. Arrest them all. Inflict heavy punishment on them, and keep them in prison as long as they live, whilst the scoundrel who led them all astray should be placed on the back of a donkey, then be put to death." When the Narayana seers saw the king and his Divan whispering into each other's ears, they made preparations for running away, but being surrounded on all sides by the soldiers, they could not escape. Thus did the cult of the Narayana seers come to an ignominious end. Like them, there are plenty of other people opposed to the teachings of the Veda who are very clever in defrauding others of their money. Such are the evil doings of various sects. Question: You have all along been refuting everybody. All religions are good, hence it is not good to criticize any one of them. If an emperor were to make a list of all the different religions in the world, they would not be less than 1,000, but the chief among them are only 4 in number: the Puranic Hindu, the Christian, the Jain or the Buddhistic, and the Mohammedan. All other sects are included in these 4. If an inquirer after truth asks a Vamamargi, "Reverend sir, I have never had a preceptor before, nor embraced any religion yet. Tell me, pray, which you think is the best religion in the world, so that I should embrace it?" Vamamargi: "Our religion is the best." Inquirer: "What do you think of the remaining 999 religions?" Vamamargi: "They are all false and lead their followers to hell. It is also written, there is no religion higher than the Vamamarga." Inquirer: "What is your religion?" Vamamargi: "It consists in believing in the goddess Bhagavati, in using 5 things beginning with the letter M, such as mans, meat, madira, wine, etc. If you want to be saved, embrace our faith and become our disciple." Inquirer: "All right, I will see other holy men as well and make inquiries about their religion. I will afterwards embrace the religion which I have the greatest faith and for which I feel the greatest love." He then went to a Shivite and put him the same question as he had done to the Vamamargi, who gave him the same sort of answer as the latter had done. With this addition that without believing the Shiva, wearing Rudraksha and smearing the body with ashes and worshipping Phallus, no one could be saved. He left the Shivite and went to a Neo-Vedantis and addressed to him thus, "Tell me, O revered sir, what is your dharma?" Neo-Vedantist: "We do not believe in religion or irreligion. We believe ourselves to be God. We cannot be affected by religion or irreligion. The whole world is an illusion. Should you desire to be possessed of the true wisdom and pure consciousness, get it out of thy mind that you are soul. Believe thyself to be Brahma, and thou shalt be saved forever." Inquirer: "If you are Brahma, that is God, who is eternally free, why don't you possess the nature, attributes, and characteristics of Brahma? And why are you imprisoned in this human body? Thou seest the body while I don't. This is because thou art in ignorance. We see nothing but Brahma." Inquirer: "Who are you that see, and whom do you see?" Neo-Vedantist: "It is Brahma that sees, and Brahma sees Brahma." Inquirer: "Are there two Brahmas then?" Neo-Vedantist: "No, Brahma sees his own shape." Inquirer: "Can anyone stand on his own shoulders? There is no sense in what you say. You talk like a madman." He then went further and inquired from Jainis what they thought was the true religion. They answered in the same fashion as the other three and done, but with this addition that all other religions but the Jain are false. There is no eternal God, the maker of this world. The world has been eternally existing as it is and will continue to exist forever. Come, become our disciple, since we are good in all respects and all our doctrines are true. All faiths except the Jain are false. Then he proceeded further and put the same question to Christian as he had done to others, who answered him in the same way as the Vamamargi, but with this addition that all men are sinners and cannot free themselves from sin by their own actions. No one can be saved until he has been purified through faith in Christ, who revealed his infinite mercy by sacrificing his life by way of atonement for the sins of mankind. Come and become a Christian. Having heard this, he went to a Maulvi, Mohammedan priest, and asked him the same question. He gave him the same answer as others had done, with this addition that no one could obtain salvation without belief in one God, incomparable without a second, his prophet and the Holy Quran. Whosoever refused to believe in this religion would go to hell. He was an infidel and deserved to be put to the sword. He then went to a Vaishnavite and had the same sort of conversation with him, who also added that even Yamaraj, king of death, trembles with fear at the sight of our tilak and chap. The inquirer thought in his mind, well, if these things had no terror for mosquitoes, police constables, thieves and robbers, and one's enemies, who should the messengers of death fear them? As he went further, he found that every religionist called his own religion the best and the truest. One said that his religious teacher Kabir was a true prophet. Another said our Guru Nanak was the greatest teacher. Another said that Ballabhu was the greatest among men. He was God incarnate, whilst others said the same of Sahajanand and Madhava, etc. Continued.